After the footage of Gunna snitching on Young Thug inside of court went viral, the aftermath of the video being leaked has had many negative side effects on Gunna's rap career, with all of his old best friends sneak dissing him in songs, unfollowing him on Instagram, and even calling him out for snitching on live. This all starts on December 14th when Rap TV reported breaking: Gunna set to be released from prison after pleading guilty to racketeering and team charges. A few hours later, we then saw court footage of what seems to sound like Gunna snitching on YSL and, most importantly, Young Thug.
You agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocarbons and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL to the detriment of my community. YSL again. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
With Gunna accepting his plea deal out of prison, this led to Young Thug having many new charges against him, which was presented to him though the next day after Gunna snitched. As this was released on social media the day after Gunna snitched, Young Thug seen in court going through a lot of sad emotions after almost 8 people folded on him, making it very obvious this is not a YSL takedown, this is a Young Thug takedown. Out of 65 total charges, Young Thug is being charged with 8 counts and is currently looking at serving life inside of prison. The 8 charges that Young Thug is currently facing is conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, otherwise known as the RICO charge, 1 charge of participation in criminal street activity, 1 charge of possession of narcotics with intent to distribute, possession of a special type of drink with intent to distribute, possession of more narcotics, possession of a firearm charge, and 1 charge of possession of switches for firearms. These charges have now all been confirmed as YSL members including Gunna snitched out Young Thug, giving the feds all of the evidence they need against him. This got the attention of many rappers in the industry wondering why Gunna would do this. As Boosie tweeted within minutes of the video being released, "Rat. This would have put tears in my eyes. My own brother, my artist. Like, what am I defending my life for that I'm not running a street team and you do this to Big Dog? You already know it's a team, and if the firearms and narcotics aren't yours, then well, whose else were they in the car?" In case you're confused from that tweet, one of the charges that was going against Gunna was for narcotics and firearms that were found inside of a vehicle that he was in with Young Thug. So with Gunna claiming in court that they are not his, obviously it's the other person in the car then, which would then be Young Thug. As Boosie then tweeted once again, he had 1 charge. He wasn't gonna get no hard time. These lawyers don't care about your legacy. They know what they're doing to your name, but they're getting you out of jail. So their name goes viral, and you gotta pay them more when you're free, and they made you cooperate. Shortly after Boosie's reaction, we saw none other than Tekashi 6ix9ine, as 6ix9ine had this to say: "Just be quiet and listen. I know y'all don't want to accept it, but your man is defending his life in court on a RICO charge." And the judge said, "You are aware YSL is a street team, correct?" And Gunna replied, "Yes, ma'am. Only you and Jeffrey are in the car, and the police find firearms and narcotics. These didn't belong to you, correct?" Gunna replies, "Yes, ma'am. Go ahead and make your million excuses. I stand on whatever I do or did. That's why I'm still walking this earth, and nothing has ever happened to me. I am him. Real guys getting messed with can't be me." Now things went silent for a few days. This was until OTF rapper Lil Durk, a best friend of Gunna for several years I may add, released a new song snippet. Their first song together, however, was released 4 years ago, titled Lies About You. This created a great friendship between the two rappers until today. as DJ Academics shared a snippet of a new Lil Durk song. In the lyrics, he says, "What happened to Virgil? He's probably gonna tell," referring to the collab song he had with Gunna titled "What Happened to Virgil." Lil Durk has not spoken publicly about Gunna snitching, but him sneak dissing him in a new song likely proves he is not a fan of the idea and makes it very likely that Lil Durk will never create another song with Gunna after something like this, especially when you take into account of Lil Durk's background being heavily tied in the street type of lifestyle. Him being friends with somebody who snitched on one of his friends being Young Thug is not gonna look good for the future of their friendship. Now this also ties into another one of Gunna's best friends. This friend, they grew their rap careers together. They did everything together, this being none other than Lil Baby. As DJ Academics tweeted, "The streets are saying Lil Baby unfollowed Gunna today. Y'all think the industry giving Gunna too much of a hard time for being a truth teller or nah?" With truth teller being another word for being a snitch. And things only got worse from Gunna from this point on. After the video continued going viral, DJ Academics tweeted again, YSL having a beef on Instagram. Gunna came out, tried testing the water, claiming YSL the label, and even said free Young Thug. Everybody in YSL is looking at Gunna like, buddy, you're the reason he's in there. They all unfollowed him right after, even Young Thug's sister did as well. Now this all started when Gunna tried to test the water, as he tweeted on his Twitter, "Rest in peace Lil Keed, I love you and I miss you twin," showing love and respect to the late rapper Lil Keed, who is signed to the YSL label. He sadly passed right when the YSL RICO case began. And he even posted on his Instagram a picture in his in-home studio with a caption stating, "People acting like they're switching sides, but it's only one side. Hashtag YSL the label, free Young Thug and Yak." This Instagram post got a lot of backlash from YSL members that are staying true to YSL and Young Thug throughout the trial. As YSL rapper King Mondo replied to Gunna on Instagram, "I ain't gonna bite my tongue. Baby boy, you don't need to be saying nothing about YSL or free Young Thug after what you said and did. You really got some nerve." To even Tekashi69 reacting once again on Gunna's Instagram post saying, "In court you said it was a team. Here on IG you're saying the label. LOL, you can't make this up." Sources claim the only way Young Thug serves a life sentence in prison is if the snitches continue coming forward in the case. Now this seems likely, as this happened on the first day of the YSL RICO case.
He's the one directing traffic. He is the one they're all afraid of. He's the one that's king slime. He is the most dangerous of the 28, Judge. And I implore you not to grant him a bond. He is dangerous. If he gets a burner, Judge, and the court may know this, a lot of the communications that Mr. Williams is on FaceTime, because it's not traceable, it's not trackable. Judge, I will also say that we have taken proffers from fellow from Mr. Williams. Some are on this indictment, some are not. They have stated uniformly that Mr. Williams is dangerous. They are afraid of him, that if they cross him, he will them and their family. And they were very clear about that.
Concerns that this court has is danger to persons and to intimidate other witnesses and obstruct the administration of justice. So and for those reasons in the aggregate, I'm going to deny bond at this time.
Ever since day one, YSL members have been snitching against Young Thug, as the first snitch in the case was known as Lil Woody, and this led to more and more, and even eventually Gunna. There is, however, one positive in the case. The Young Thug trial began a week ago, but is already being delayed. This works huge in Young Thug's favor, giving him and his lawyers more time to build defenses, as it was announced that a juror in the Young Thug trial skipped her jury duty to go on vacation. This could actually result in jail time most of the time, but instead the judge is forcing the juror to write a 30-page paper instead. Here is the requirements.
Contempt is punishable easily by a fine of $1,000 and or 20 days in jail. I am not going to fine you. What I think I'm going to do is, in order for you to satisfy your contempt, I'm going to commute the 20 days and require you to write a 30-page paper on the importance of jury service. Here's the criteria. You'll have to do APA style. You're going to have to use at least 10 primary sources, 10 secondary sources. You'll talk at a minimum, and I'll write this in the order. You're going to write at a minimum history, the history of jury service, who could not serve on a jury, because that's very important.
This should delay the YSL trial for either a couple of weeks or even maybe just a week. Nonetheless, it gives Young Thug's lawyers more time to build defenses, and it works out for Young Thug to maybe get a plea deal of his own sorted out. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with the Young Thug trial. It's been District Trending, and I'm out. Peace.